With chapter 195 of Chainsaw Man coming out, we have officially reached the part where part 2 is now longer than part 1. How do we feel about that? How do we feel about the story of Chainsaw Man thus far? Regardless of how you feel, this chapter also hit the benchmark with something we should all celebrate. The final Horseman of the Apocalypse. Is it the final Horseman of the Apocalypse? Are we certain? Could someone just buy $20 contacts, put it on because they want to cosplay as Makima because they were a fan of Makima in part 1 and say, hey guys, check me out, I'm a horseman too? Look, there's many possibilities, and that's the part I really want to discuss. But first, we should probably talk about the conversation between Asa and Denji, because it's a bit of a tearjerker and you can't help but sympathize with Asa, and what Yoru has said previously was true. Asa is mentally unstable, and now she's feeling really terrible about it. So, you know, when you're in her POV and she's already an anxious and timid girl and she puts so much blame on herself when her mother died, I cannot imagine what she's feeling like knowing that a huge crater from the destruction that I caused killed thousands upon thousands of people, maybe even more. So there's an interesting moment when she tells Denji that she feels duped for being friends with the devil and that no one can really be friends with devils, because only a few chapters ago we even had Yoru herself say, hey, devils innate natures, along with what Naita told Denji way back when. Devils innate nature, we love the chaos, we want to do whatever the hell we want, we're selfish beings, and Asa feels betrayed about this. But Denji says, hold on, we can be friends with devils. And why does Denji say this? Because of his relationship that we know he has with Pochita. And it's a little ironic that somehow the devil that can erase devils from existence, that is Pochita, arguably one of the scariest, if not the scariest devil in this verse, became friends with Denji because he wanted to hear him out, loved the story of Denji, and wanted Denji to find some friends and love and all this stuff, etc. When Denji tells Asa, you could be friends with devils, it's not a complete farce. I mean, if Denji could do it with Pochita, Asa could do it with Yoru. However, we are talking about the War Horseman of the Apocalypse, and with the most recent chapters, we are actually learning and seeing Yoru's true colors. But the big thing that came out of this conversation, of course, is Asa revealing Yoru is the problem, not death. You eliminating death, and oh my god, I got goosebumps right now. You eliminating death is not gonna cause the solution to what Yoru is thinking about. She is gonna have something way worse than humanity's extinction. And it's so crazy that Fujimoto teases us that Asa now is telling us, along with Denji, there's something way worse than death, and it's Yoru, and she's probably the true antagonist of this story the entire time. And why would you say that, DJ Miles? Because of what maybe death, said at the last chapter, where maybe she's here to prevent the Nostradamus prophecy from Yoru? We'll talk about that a little bit later, but very interesting revelations. And although I do like this twist, I'm still thinking we have officially reached the mark where the story is longer than Chainsaw Man Part 1. How fast is Fujimoto trying to wrap this up? Please give us like 20 to 30 more chapters, because there's still a lot of things I want to know about. And I'm not going to dwell on it like last week. Where's Kishime? What's the deal with the Black Chainsaw Man? Where is Power? Or the Reborn Again Power? The whereabouts of Naita? So when you're adding another thing into this pot of questions that we, the readers, have of like, wait, now there's something else we need to know about, like Yoru's true plans. Is this going to be elaborated on a little later? Kind of like how I'm hoping with aging revealing that people can become trees and they become resurrected into humans again, blah, 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 right? Like, we got a little bit of a lore dump to not expand on that. So I'm very confident that we will expand more on what Yoru's true plans is all along, but interesting conversations. But overall, this conversation between Asa and Denji is a bit of a tearjerker. Denji's trying to really sympathize with her, although he did try to kill her because, well, granted, she did ask to be killed. And, you know, Denji also said, look, no one can mentally prepare to die. He says, when I die, I come back to life and I'm still never ready for it. Which begs the question, I don't know if that's a foreshadowing because he told Asa, hey, I die many times, but, you know, I always come back and I'm okay. Is he gonna give his heart to Asa for whatever reason? I don't know. Guys, I know we want to see see Asa and Denji live happily ever after, but come on, this is Chainsaw Man. I hope I'm wrong. I hope they live happily ever after. I hope they have a house and pets and all this cool stuff, and Aki and Power just chilling there, and why not, right? But one of these people are gonna die. Please let me be wrong. Fujimoto, why do you do this to us? Now, let's go ahead and talk about the second half of this chapter, because this is the only thing a lot of people are going to be talking about in my comment sections. Is this death? So we transition into the high school where we hear some students talk about the school festival, and they're like, hey, you know, half of Tokyo left and that this school wants us to still have a school festival. And lo and behold, when we see this transfer student, she says, this is sudden. I'm here to save you guys. And she has the swirly eyeballs. Oh my God. Is this death? I will say this too. Even if it's not death, it seems like Fujimoto just heard so many people that was begging and begging and begging for Kobeni. It's like Nobana wasn't enough. I mean, to be fair, Nobana's kind of Nobana. So, hey, I want Kobeni. Kobeni, look. Now we got Kobeni in the form of this horseman right here, who's also shy and timid, and oh my God, I want to save someone. And let's go ahead and break this down. We got many thoughts. Is this death? I like this. Yes, it's as simple as that. If you guys can recall Fami's introduction where she's like, I'm Fami, the famine devil, right? It was as simple as that. So I'm gonna just assume this is death right here. Now, this could also be the reborn again control devil, which would be really sad because now there's really no ifs and buts about it. Naita died, and it was truly tragic how she went out. And now we have another reborn again control devil through this character right here. And how would she stand toe-to-toe compared to Makima and Naita in this short amount of time span? It's a really interesting idea to push towards the very end of Chainsaw Man. Point number 3. This could be Lady Death, and she has a split personality. If you guys have seen Yu Yu Hakusho and you know the protagonist, well, he was the protagonist, the antagonist, Sensui, who was this former spirit detective who went crazy because he saw how messed up humanity treated devils as opposed to devils torturing humans. And stay with me on that point. What if we have someone here who just has split personalities where she's shy and timid in one instance and then crazy and deranged in the next, and the most sinister, the vile devil we have ever seen, period. I like that one. And going back to humanity being worse than devils, I wonder if Fujimoto could take a nod or a narrative twist of that concept and apply it here with Chainsaw Man in some interesting way. Now, the last idea I have on who this person could be is that what if Death actually has a twin? So there's 4 horsemen, but Death herself is a twin, and this is the shy and timid one, only for the crazy one that's going to appear a month later arrive with all the high-ranking generals that's going to be, you know, kneeling down and greeting her. So I also like this concept too. Now we have Death, who's who's the shy one, and then we have the serious one, and there's 5 sisters instead of 4. Lots of interesting stuff. This was a fantastic chapter. How do you guys feel about this in the comments down below? And once again, we do have these Chainsaw Man versus Yoru playmats and desk mats available for pre-order in my store, nengarden.com. Use the discount code FUMIKO for 48% off. And we're going to talk about this chapter more in the live reaction, which you can go ahead and click right here. Whew, man, what? Dude, crazy chapter. Yeah. I had to shave it. You know, but hey, you know, we still got a daddy mode here, 2025. And yeah, if you're still watching, you know, watch the live stream. Fuck off.